everybody, welcome back to the channel and to week number 3 of my big fat health journey. Now, there's a few things to go over this week because it's been a tough week. I'm not even gonna lie, it's been a tough week for me personally. The beginning of the week started really well. The exercise was going great, the eating was going great, everything was absolutely fine. And then around Thursday, I just kind of hit this brick wall with the exercising, and it was just like, oh, really? That's all I've done? I should have done further than that. I felt like I was cycling slower than I would usually cycle. I had to really push myself once I got to the 6k mark to keep going. And now I said to you guys last week that I was promising you guys I was going to do 6k a day. That was my commitment to you guys. I actually managed to do 8k Monday, I believe, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday I did 9k. I did 9k. I managed to, because I was like, I'm a little bit behind where I'm supposed to be, and I know you've got to start slow and build up. So towards the end, I'll be doing like 10k to catch up, and it'll be no problem. But I still have that little marker in my head, like I'm a little bit behind, and I'm actually going to put the marker up on the screen right here. That shows you how far I've actually walked map wise on a map. You can see it distance wise. And the little red marker there tells you how far I should have walked to keep pace to get finished by my deadline. Now, I know that there is plenty of time to catch up later on. I know that, and I know that when you first start off on this fitness journey, it's gonna be slower. You can't go as far. But because the bike's been easier for me, I've been pushing it, and I've managed to make it to 8k and 9k most days. Thursday was really difficult. I was like, no, I've got to keep going. And it took me ages to get to the 6k, and once I got to about 6.5k, then my second wind kicked in. So when you're exercising, you hit this, what people call the wall, and you've got to go through it, and that's when your endorphins kick in and you start to feel better. For me, usually that doesn't happen. The endorphins don't kick in until usually about an hour after I have finished exercising. So I got to this brick wall, and I was like, I'm really struggling. I'm gonna have to stop. Keep going. Motivated myself to keep going, and I got the 8k and the 9k done, but I really struggled with that last distance. Whereas last week I was flying up, and it wasn't bothering me in the slightest. Towards the end of last week I was fine. So I don't know whether it's just muscle fatigue is finally starting to kick in, because I can feel like lactic acid build up in my legs and my butt cheeks and all the rest of it. I can feel that, and Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just muscle fatigue. I haven't been sleeping particularly well towards the end of the week as well, so maybe it's just some fatigue and stuff that's going on there. Maybe. I mean, I managed to keep going. I managed to get it done. I didn't back out, and I forced myself to keep going, so that was fine. Eating-wise as well, I was great. Absolutely great. All the way up to weekend, actually. And then Saturday, I went shopping with the other half. We went over the border, as we call it. We don't have an Asda here in the Republic of Ireland, but we do have them over the border in Strabane from where I am. So that's about 25-minute drive each way. It's not that bad, but we make a mission of it when we go. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great. I've got my crutches. We'll be walking. I'm going to get all these Ks done, because Asda's a big store and there's 2 floors and you're walking around. Well, we finished Asda and it took me 2 hours, I think, to get around Asda on my crutches. I'd clocked up under a K in distance, and something obviously wasn't right. Maybe it was the crutches that were hindering the step counter that I was using, because it wasn't counting them, because I was kind of shuffling along because it was busy, so I wasn't taking proper steps. Maybe it was that, but it kind of disheartened me a little bit. On top of that, when you go to Asda over here, you have to have an Asda breakfast, and the breakfast is not healthy. No, it's not. Asda breakfast is not healthy at all. So I had a big fried breakfast. Sausage, I had bacon, I had mushrooms and tomatoes, I had beans, I had poached eggs, so that was kind of healthy. And then on top of that, I had fried bread, I had a soda fall, and I had this potato fall thing. Now, it's 90% fried. That is not healthy. One meal, you'd be fine. One meal, back on track, absolutely no problem. All day shopping, because we finished Asda, and then I hit pound stretcher to see if there was anything I wanted, and I actually got a new rug for my front room, and a few other things, including, you know, that one behind me, that little love, whatever you can see in the background, that came from a different store, but we did get that on Saturday. Then we went to B&M, which is like a bargain discount store, so we were wandering around there. All in all, I only clocked up 3k in distance, and I was like, I just did not have the energy, because we didn't get home until like 2 p.m, so I did not have the energy at that point to get on the exercise bike. I've been out all day. We'd left at 8:30 in the morning. There was no way I was getting on the exercise bike. What I actually did is go to bed for a nap. So evening comes along, because we've been out shopping all day. We bought a takeaway at Asda. So I had a big curry. My daughter had a big curry, and the other half and my little one had some kind of weird pie thing that they wanted. So that's what they had. And then Sunday comes along, and my other half decides that Sunday would be a great day to make pizza from scratch at home, because, you know, he's Italian, so we have homemade pizza all the time. So over the course of the weekend then, I've had a big fried breakfast. I had an Indian takeaway, or the equivalent of an Indian takeaway, and I've had pizza. So my weight loss this week was actually only ½ pound off, which is better than ½ pound on, because I was expecting a weight gain this week with that at the end of the week. I really was. But I've had ½ pound off. I'm going to have to take it on the chin and deal with it, because it could have been more, and it would have been more had I been more sensible in what I chose to eat at the weekend. So take it on the chin. Move forward. It's going down. It's not going up, right? So it's going down. But it has been a struggle for me. I've just wanted to, well, I've only lost ½ pound. I want a bag of crisps. I want to get some chocolate. And I've had to really force myself to say no. I've had to be very, very strict with myself. I can have chocolate occasionally. I can have a packet of crisps occasionally. I can have a takeaway occasionally. I can have a fried breakfast occasionally. I can have pizza occasionally. Trying to have them all in one weekend, probably not the wisest decision that I have ever made. So ½ pound off is all I have done this week. On the other hand, because of the distance that I have covered on the exercise bike, I have done, let me see. Where did I write it down? It was 23.3 miles this week. So that is good news. Now, I'm not showing you guys the blanket that I am making as yet, because none of the wool that I wanted to use for the donations, I wanted green and stuff in there to represent the trees. None of it matched the other colours I was using, so I've actually ordered some more of it's more of a bottle green than a tree green, but I've ordered some more wool, and it should be here either today or tomorrow. So I still have to do the 10 rows from Laurie's donation last week. We don't have any donations this week, and that is absolutely fine. I'm not going to get donations every week. And also, I think I forgot to put the donation link in the description down below, which will be there this week. So there was no donations this week, but I do have a carryover of distance as well. So I need to do 3 rows for distance and ½ a row for weight loss, which is what I will get done this week after I've done the 10 rows from Laurie's donation last week. So that is where we are up to now. Next week, I'm probably going to go over with you. I don't do calorie counting to lose weight, because I'm used to the Slimming World plan of you can eat as many fruits and vegetables as you want, as much rice and pasta as you want, but you have to be careful with your meats. All your meats have to be lean. Mince has to be less than 4% fat. Trim all your excess fat off your bacon, because your bacon would then be free. Sausages are not free because there's a lot of fat in sausages. So I'm used to that, and I'm used to that way of thinking and making sure that there's a certain portion on my plate that's fruit and vegetables and everything else. So that's how I'm doing it. But some of you guys that are on the weight loss journey with me might want to do calorie counting, and there are a couple of schools of thought on how to calculate how many calories you need. One of them is just a base, that's how many calories a woman needs. So eat this many and you're going to lose weight. And another one is dependent on how much you actually weigh and how active you are. So I'm going to go over those with you next week after I've done a little bit more research, just to make sure that I've got it straight in my head and that I'm giving you guys correct information. So I will go over that with you next week if you want to do the calorie counting. I have also had a email through from my virtual mission who I am using to track how far I have walked, and what they have sent me is a list of, if you do this activity, it's this many steps a minute, and if you do this activity, it's this many steps a minute. So I can actually incorporate extra yoga and extra Pilates into my walking, because it's not something that I'm doing on a regular basis. Like walking around the house, cleaning, all that sort of stuff is stuff I do on a regular basis. I do it every day, and I need to be doing more than that, because obviously that's not working for me, right? So but if I start doing the extra Pilates and I start doing the extra yoga, I can definitely 100% count those, and it gives me a baseline for, this is how many for this, you know, if you do it for 10 minutes, this is how many steps you've done. And in fact, I will leave the link to that in the description box down below, so you guys can see that I'm not just making that up, that it is actually there and it's out there for everybody to see. So that's another positive for me this week, because it means I still can't 100% weight bear. I was out, like I said, with my crutches on Saturday. I only did 3k on the crutches. My arms, the top of my arms was absolutely killing me, and my foot was throbbing by the time I got home. I had to elevate it and put my support bandage back on for a couple of days. So it is going to be another week or two, I think, before I even attempt the treadmill. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm quite happy with the bike. I'm doing what I need to do and covering the distance and keeping my commitments. So that's where we're up to with that. On the positivity side and the mental health side, like I said, the beginning of the week was fantastic. Thursday, Friday, Saturday started to be a little bit difficult. You know, I struggled emotionally as well as physically with what I was doing. I've worked through that for the most part. I have worked through that. So we're going to stay positive and we're going to stay on that grind. Absolutely 100%. I'm not giving up now. Even if the weight loss isn't as fast as I would want it to be, it is still going down, and eventually it will catch up. It will catch up. It's going to. And if I need to start calorie counting to kickstart this weight loss, then that is exactly what I will do. As my main goal is the walking and the distance, and to get my blood pressure down. And I will be having a blood pressure check on Wednesday or Thursday. I need to phone the doctor and make an appointment. Wednesday or Thursday this week. Probably Thursday, actually, because I've got an appointment already Wednesday. So get my blood pressure checked and see that that's going in the right direction, because that's my main priority. And getting this distance done for the charity walk, that's my main priority. The weight loss will come slowly, maybe, but you know what, sometimes it coming off slowly is a lot better. If I have to work for it and it makes it harder, you know, I find it hard to lose weight, so if I have to work for it, then I'm going to be less inclined to put it back on, because then I've got to work for it to come back off again, because I find it very, very easy to put weight on and very difficult to get off. If I struggle to get it off and I really work through it and keep, and like the blanket is my visual representation of where I am up to, that will keep me motivated and focused. And I think that the more I struggle, the more likely I am this time to keep it off. So stay positive, guys. Stay on that grind. Eat healthy, drink plenty of water, and stay positive. And more importantly, keep smiling. And I'm going to see you guys next week. Ciao for now, guys.